Hello, everybody. This is Melfaro here with BearishBulls. Today, I am going to be discussing Apple. We all know the stock. It's one of the most highly traded stocks. It's definitely something that we need to discuss, especially today. It is Wednesday, September 23rd. As you can see up here, Apple stock dropped 4.19% for the day, which is an insane drop considering how strong Apple is. Um, and again, I'm going to be using the Fibonacci alligator method. Basically, just take the fib points, go to a specific time frame that I'm using, and then plot it up there. And as you can see, yesterday, Apple closed above the 0.78 level, which is above 110, but we didn't hold, as you can see today. We had a major dump that shot us below the 0.78 all the way down to what I call the mid fib levels. What mid fib levels are is something that I kind of made. They're very useful. They're basically just the middle point of the fib levels because they're also good support and resistance levels. As you can see, we dipped below the mid fib level a bit, and then we bounced back up. But it's all just technical analysis, but this works very well. And if you can notice here, we also touched the 50-day moving average, which is also another resistance point, and we dropped down. And if we look at the 10-minute chart, you can see we started the day off here, up, very nice. We were coming down, things were looking better, 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 better. And then by like middle of the day, we really just sold off. And this is excuse me, this is within the past 2 days. We ended up September 22nd around here. Didn't have that good of a day, but then September 23rd came, which is today, and we kind of went up, and then we just sold off a lot. So what this is telling us is that we are very much in a bearish market right now. I can very much see a test of 102.91 again, the 103 level, which is the bottom fib point. A break below this will send us in complete free fall. Like we could possibly test 93 because it's a mid fib level between these two right here. We could definitely test that if we fall below. I mean, we are in free fall territory. SPY can't really, S&P 500, we don't really have a direction of where it's going. All we know is that we're in critical areas, and everything is just dumping because of it. September traditionally is always the most, profit-taking month, negative red month in the stock market. If you just look at it on a monthly scale in the past, like literally 30 years, Septembers are always red. So I am optimistic that we possibly will test the new lows, maybe go below here, and we'll be set in free fall. At that point, we really don't know where we're going to end up. But then I think once we get into October, especially coming up to earnings, we could see a pump. I'm not saying back up to the $140 level, but maybe 120 or the 125 area somewhere by the end of October, which would be good. So right now, what you should be thinking of doing when it comes to Apple is figuring out when to get into leaps. You can't always time the market perfectly, but you can do your best to do so. If you're playing stocks, definitely a good time to buy some Apple shares, especially if it gets below $100 towards 93. If you're playing options, I'd wait out a bit, maybe wait until the end of this week and maybe 1 to 2 days where we finally find a good broad support. But we could very much, we didn't form lower lows, which is a good sign. Granted, we did sell off pretty big today on Apple. And Apple, wherever Apple goes, the S&P 500 usually goes with it and the entire market. Apple's a very big blue chip stock and it moves with, or everything moves with Apple. But essentially, that is what I'm seeing. Another indicator that we could use, I actually did not look at it, but we can look at the TTM squeeze. And as you can see, we have just a lot of bearish movement. We haven't had any signs of buying. The MACD is just getting below the zero line, so we could very much see either a push downward below the 103 level, free fall into 93, and then free fall into 80. If that happens, I mean, QQQ will get below 250. SPY will definitely hit below 310 if that does occur, in my opinion. But I don't see that happening. I think the lowest we'll probably go is not even 93, maybe like 100, maybe 99. I can't really see 93. It's very difficult to see that, especially in a couple days, because I am very optimistic about October. Now, if we look at the 4 hour chart, we are kind of seeing a hill forming. So, in order to break out of this, tomorrow is critical. We need to finish above this mid fib level right here, 113, so that we can break out of this little bearish hill that we're forming that we usually form. As you can see here, hill, hill. We almost kind of got out of it, but then another hill. We need to break out above 113. If we can finish the week above 116, that would be extremely huge. We might see a little bit more pullbacks, but that would be very, very bullish. Now, however, we could end the week below 103. Anything is possible in this current market, especially since it's September. And the lower we go, the cheaper call options are going to be. And leaps are going to be a lot more cheap, or excuse me, a lot cheaper going into October. Octobers tend to be very, very green, especially because Septembers are red. And we tend to, overperform how we usually do, especially since September is an underperforming month. So just be ready. Really try to do your best. Don't time the market if you're buying shares. I mean, Apple shares below 105, 100, definitely a buy. As for options, I think if we break below 103, if we don't bounce back up right away, we will for sure fall to maybe the $98 range, and then below that, possibly the I'm gonna set another one right here where this 200-day moving average is, possibly $93. Um, and then that's when you want to start buying leaps into October. But granted, fiscal stimulus is unlikely to come. The dollar is getting extremely strong, and since the Federal Reserve can't keep inflation going towards 2% just through basic monetary policy, this is also causing this major shake and selling off that we're currently seeing, as you can see right here. But I'm optimistic the federal government will get something done. And regardless of that, tech stocks are going to eventually become cheap enough to where people are going to really start buying it up. And then those call option leaps that you held through September, or hopefully you bought at the end of September, are going to be good. So overall, wait, just be patient. Wait until the end of the week, see where Apple goes. If it's below 103, we can for sure test 97, and below 97, we'll test 93. And likewise, above 110 and above 113, this other mid-fib level right here, we can kind of see we, touched it a bit. We will see 116, and then we'll break out. We need to finish above this level, 112.55, to really break out of this reversal and kind of consolidate towards the 116 area. And then I think we'll see a reversal. And then if you can kind of go with the flow, we break out above this level, get into call options or buy, extra shares, and then we could see potentially into October, somewhere up here. But again, anything can happen. And as you can see, we are forming another bearish hill. So overall am very, very neutral. Please wait for the confirmations, because we can easily just drop down, especially since we're at this critical level right here and we don't find support. So wait for the confirmation to buy above here, and wait for the confirmation to sell below this level. And yeah, that's basically all I have for today. Pretty straightforward. I know I kind of rambled on a bit with like the same thing, but I'm just trying to hammer this in everybody's head, especially with how September has been. Again, everybody, wait for the end of the week. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Please join Bearish Bulls Discord. Like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a lot of cool things coming out soon, and I'm excited to make some money. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next video.